So there are a bunch of companies that are investing big in VR right now. And for the CIOs in the room, and they're trying to figure out which system to kind of invest in, who's doing it best? Is it the Oculus folks? Is it HTC? Is it Microsoft with their AR?
So I'm friends with all these folks, so I'm not going to say who's doing it best. I will say we have an HTC Vive set up outside, and it's quite spectacular. If somebody would have told me even 8-9 months ago that you could track the head and the hands with 0.5 millimeter accuracy on the 6th floor of Madison Square Garden, I would have said there's no way that's possible. We spent a lot more in that lab with controlled conditions. Oculus is coming up with something called Touch. For those of you that don't know, Facebook bought Oculus, and there's been a lot of resources poured into that. And probably Touch is harder to see, but it's pretty special. It's pretty special. Samsung, you know the Gear, they just licensed their technology to somebody called 6th Sense, which does magnetic tracking of your head and hands and works quite well in a small space. So my advice to you guys would be not to commit now. Be patient. If you wait, most companies are claiming they're going to get their consumer versions of their developer kits out by April-ish, May-ish. Just be patient, it would be my advice.
Where's Apple in all of this?
So Apple hasn't come to my lab in 13 years, except they've come 3 times in the last 3 months. So they come and they don't say a word, but there's a data point for you.
They don't say, but do you send them over the cliff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And when people come to my lab, what I do is an immersive version of this conversation. So what I do is I force you to become a woman and experience prejudice, and then you walk the plank to see how we can use it for fear of heights.